Now, of course, the team have been underground now, deprived of daylight for a long time, and you may get, given the extreme circumstances, some extreme language. As the show progresses, we cannot always bleep it if it's live, and you've just seen there with Yvette, you can take the girl out of the street. You can't always take the street out of the girl. But I know you'll bear with us. Now, anything that emerges from Brian Shepherd, any facts, anything he senses, anything he gleans, whether by seance or Ouija board, anything he can come up with that is hard and factual, we will cross-reference, research, and then give to Leslie Smith, our esteemed historian. You're about to meet her again now. Leslie. Wow. So, an amazing first night, and we seem to touch upon 14th, 13th century plague pits, and then went forward to more modern times. Last night, well, that was more contemporary. We went back to Victorian times. Yes. The Cabinet War Rooms, Churchill Museum. What might be in store for us tonight, Leslie?
It's a place of extreme tension for obvious reasons. Churchill's saying, from this place, you know, I will lead us in this war. And the idea of people being closeted together, some of the greatest strategic minds to fight this great beast. But we mustn't be fooled, because in fact there is another layer of time there. Let's not lock onto that, and I'm hoping that will come up, because later on in the evening, I'm not going to necessarily reveal it now, it is actually built where somewhere really important in terms of the monarchy also was. So let's see what we find.
Stress again that the team cannot hear what we're saying.
They can't hear anything.
None of them have what we call talkback.
But no, none of them can hear us, but I'm just so interested of what is going to come out. One tremendously dramatic thing that happened there, but most particularly the site is the site, and I've had confirmed today there are cellars in place there. I'll give you a hint from the time of Cardinal Wolsey and Henry VIII, so right. There could be some wonderful things coming.
So that was crucial to us winning the Second World War. It also dates back to Tudor times.
Oh, and before, absolutely.
And of course Churchill's a particular hero of yours.
He is. That's why it isn't actually his hat, but I'd like to think it was. I have an absolute passion for Sir Winston. Yeah, it doesn't go with that. Looks like sort of a bad Avengers, really, doesn't it? No, so yes, I have a great passion for Churchill, and I think most of the nation does. He's a remarkable man.
Okay, well, any facts we get, of course, Leslie, will run by you immediately. I know you're dealing in specifics, so you'll rule stuff out as much as you'll rule it in. Thank you for the moment, Leslie Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
And now to the man whose team, with himself, of course, as their captain, is at the absolute heart of everything we do at Most Haunted Live. King of all things interactive, Julian Clegg.
Right, thank you so much. Now, because this is a 24-hour-a-day interactive broadcasting moment, to be quite frank, we've already got stuff to tell you about from the last 24 hours. So, from the webcams at Aldwych Tube and the Cabinet War Rooms, lots of whispering and voices heard and whistles overnight in the tube. Many people heard a voice say, "It's me," when Yvette was calling out, and that bit we just saw there. Thank you. A dog sat with Yvette and Kath, that was a theme as well. Orbs over their beds and glowing eyes under their beds, interestingly. And over 5,000 reports of seeing figures in the last 24 hours. So that's just some of the updates from the last 24 hours. Thank you for that. Now let's move on to tonight. As ever on the website, you can look at a map of where we are. Let's have a look at it right now. The Cabinet War Rooms. Let's see where the webcams are. Webcam 1, there, the Churchill bedroom. We've also got a webcam in the Chiefs of Staff conference room. We also have a webcam there in the Cabinet War Room, and then the fourth camera, the corridor outside the broadcasting room. Now let's have a look at the cameras specifically, and let's first up with the Churchill bedroom. There it is. Don't forget, if you see anything unusual, let me know the time and when you spotted it and what you see, of course. Let's move on to webcam 2. That's the Chiefs of Staff conference room. There it is right now. Don't forget to say who you are and where you're from, by the way, when you get in touch. Moving on, webcam 3 is in the War Cabinet Room. That's going to be a very interesting location tonight, isn't it? So let me know what you spot there this evening. And finally, webcam 4, the corridor outside the broadcast room. Broadcasting history very much made there. So if you see anything unusual, let me know. This is how you do it. You can text me. Text the word screen to 80889. The text costs 50p plus one text message at a standard rate. You can also go to the website, mosthauntedlive.net. And I want to hear from you right the way through the show, please. Now, our competition, fabulous prize, the 2 lucky winners selected at random from all the entries that we received. 2 tickets to the London Bridge experience, incorporating a tour of the recently excavated tombs, plus 2 nights, bed and breakfast accommodation based on 2 people sharing in a first-class hotel in central London, and rail travel from where you live. Can't be bad. And you're also going to get tickets to the Halloween special on the 31st of October with priority seating, all thrown in. Great top prize. And then 10 runners-up getting tickets for the London Bridge experience, and then also you get tickets for the Halloween special as well. No travelling included in that. Now, you must be a UK resident, by the way, to enter, and over 18, very importantly. Here's the question. By what name is the rail network running beneath London more commonly known as? Is it A, the pipe, B, the tube, or C, the tunnel? If you think you know the answer, call 0845 854 0336 or go to the website mosthauntedlive.net. Now, this site will close at 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. However, you can still enter by going to the livingtv.co.uk/competitions website to enter. Now, the calls cost 5p a minute. Costs from mobiles and other networks may be higher. Phone lines close at midnight on September the 13th. But you can still enter until the 13th on the website. Now, the winners will be selected at random and informed later that week, and you'll be able to see a list of the winners on the Living website. So good luck with that. And the phone lines, just to reiterate, do close on September the 3rd. So you've got a few days to get through on the phone. So give me a call. Good luck. More from Interactive a bit later on. Paul, back to you.
Thank you, Julian. Almost 70 years ago, Britain stood alone against the most evil empire of modern times. And the rooms Yvette Fielding and the team are investigating tonight were at the absolute heart, the nexus, the nerve centre of that fight against Adolf Hitler and his evil. We are in for an amazing journey tonight. Don't go anywhere. Back after this. Welcome back to Most Haunted Live. Total darkness for over 48 hours now. Yvette Fielding and the team have not seen daylight. They began their investigations, a continuous paranormal investigation, beneath London Bridge, in the London tombs, a plague pit, a catacomb. They then moved under cover of darkness in a blacked-out van to last night's location, the abandoned Aldwych tube station in the heart of the West End, defunct since 1994. Tonight, they are at the most promising location I think we may have ever visited for Most Haunted Live. It is the Cabinet War Rooms in the heart of London, just off Whitehall, where, from 1939 onwards, Winston Spencer Churchill fought against the Nazi Empire that hoped to conquer Western Europe and the world. What an amazing location. Here is why, with unparalleled access, and we do thank our friends at the Imperial War Museum, the first time a paranormal investigation has ever been carried out here, here is why we are so excited about tonight's location.
The Cabinet War Rooms lie deep beneath the corridors of power in Whitehall. Once the last refuge of freedom during the war-torn years of the 1940s, but the site on which they stand dates far further back in time and was originally occupied by the sprawling old palace of Whitehall, home to archbishops and then royal monarchs. Henry VIII was married to Anne Boleyn here and died within its confines. Charles I was executed close by. Fire eventually destroyed the palace in the late 1600s, and the area became a maze of close-knit townhouses long before the fortified subterranean chambers of the war rooms were created. With such an evocative history, it is a small wonder that many tales are heard of strange sightings and inexplicable happenings, some perhaps closely connected with its wartime experience. Current staff report eerie noises, the scent of cigar and cigarette smoke, otherworldly footprints on a newly waxed floor, and strange encounters with the ghosts of its wartime past. What frights await the Most Haunted team as our long ordeal underground draws to its climax in this crucible of history resonant with ghosts of the past?
An amazingly important address in modern history. As we know, but the team may not, it also dates back at the very least to Tudor times. Now, a reminder, Yvette and the team cannot hear us. They have no talkback. We cannot communicate directly with them. They never know when they're on television, and they have now been deprived of daylight for 48 hours. They're in the Cabinet War Rooms, and anything could happen. Let's join them now, live.
Thank you very much, Paul. This is extraordinary. This is the first time that I've ever been been to this location, and believe you me, I'm just absolutely thrilled to be here. It's an absolute privilege. For those of you that have never visited the Cabinet War Rooms, then I suggest that you do. It is extraordinary. What you're about to see is a first, firstly, there's never been a paranormal investigation done in this place. Secondly, we are entering rooms that no public are allowed to go. And everything that you see is actually real. The paper, the cigars, the seats, everything is as they would have been when Sir Winston Churchill was here. So it's just amazing, isn't it, Kieran? It really is.
I'm in absolute awe and so privileged that we can be in these places. It's just amazing.
And it must be great for you.
Well, I'm going to just echo that for a start. What a privilege it is to stand here in this room, in the War Cabinet Room, you know, we would have been surrounded with so many great and influential people at that time.
And here we are, and we're allowed in here. So let's just walk around. We can bring the camera in. Only a few of us are allowed in here. We're not allowed to touch anything. The paper on the desks is as it would have been when all the influential people, all the important people were here, making massive decisions about our country, about the war. It's just absolutely fantastic. They dust the seats down, I think, something like 4 times a year, if that. And I think here, is this the seat? Where is it?
On the other side.
Oh, it's on the other side. I've got to show you this, just before we get into the investigation. Sorry, that was our camera, Chris. This is Sir Winston Churchill's seat, and I'm just going to touch it very briefly. Oh, can't believe it. And this is his cigar, his real cigar, as it was. His papers, everything. So what a fantastic opportunity to be here. Brian, let's come straight over to you. It must be amazing because the smells would be the same. The whole atmosphere is fantastic because it's so alive.
Charged in a way, isn't it? As I say, we've been surrounded here with as I say, you know, some of the greatest men of that time, the most influential men. Atmospherically, I mean, you think what it would have been like in this room, surrounded with these people, Ernest Bevin, whatever, Clement Attlee, and no one greater, of course, than the man himself, Winston Churchill.
Now, of course, you know, everybody's going to say it's very easy for you as a medium in this particular place because you know where we are, you know the people that would have been in here, well, not all of them, obviously. So, you know, they're going to... How are you going to get through that?
Well, OK, yeah, as I say, you've just said it. Let's take that off the top. That we know where we are. And historically, you know, we'd only have to look around the walls on occasion here and we'd see these names, great men. So, how are we going to look beyond that? Just that. We look beyond that, you know. We look to our feelings. What are we feeling? As opposed to what we're seeing on walls, you know. Let's see what we can soak up.
Kieran, what about you? How are you, you know, going to go... What's the matter? Where?
It's banging like people are walking around already, and it's not...
I can hear it.
It'll be like it'll be in front of the webcam there, so...
Oh, shit.
Straight away.
Hello? Hello? Can you please, can you tap out how many people are with us now? How many of you are here with us now? What's that, Carl? 4, 5?
Trouble is, I think it was tapping while you were talking.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Okay. All right.
Still tapping there.
There's lots. Okay. So there are many of you here. 2 for yes, 1 for no. There are many of you here. Are you happy for us to be here? Can you hear that? Did you hear the ground?
Definitely the door. I heard a door.
Are you sure it was a door? It sounded like a to me in here.
Sounded more a little bit like wireless interference. But then again, that's because where I am.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Is there a while or somebody got the talk back up just a little bit too
Not
much?
that old-fashioned wireless.
Really? Okay. I'm sorry, Kieran, I was going to ask you, how are you feeling about tonight's investigation? A first for you?
Yeah, a first for me, a first for the team. Remember, there hasn't been paranormal investigation here, even though there have been reports, haunting experiences, and I know some of those. This is a first, so it is kind of a fishing expedition. We've already got some phenomena here, and it's going to be a case of groups or people following us. You know, we're setting the benchmark for investigation here.
Now, we've obviously got something trying to communicate with us, tapping with us now. You know, I want to know who's here. I want to know, and you're going to feel, I'm going to ask it. I don't care how daft I am, or people think I am. Can I ask the spirit that's with us now, is Winston here? So Winston, are you here? Do you hear that long whistle? Listen to that long whistle.
You hear that in the background?
Yeah. Okay.
The fact that there wasn't even a no.
Yeah, there was just nothing, absolutely nothing.
But
I had to ask the question, for goodness sake, didn't I?
Can I just throw something over you guys?
Yeah.
That the fact that when he was here, I'd imagine there would have been a lot of secrecy around him being anywhere, yeah, wherever he was in World War II. So would no one have told you anyway?
Oh, listen to that. Can I also just say, can you not hear that high-pitched whistle out there?
Yeah.
Can you hear it, Mike?
Yeah, it's
continuous.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if it's air going through the ducts. We'll have to check when we go back into the corridor.
Sorry, shouldn't touch anything. Try not to touch
A
anything.
whining noise, isn't it?
Yeah, where did the tapping seem to be coming from, Carl?
It seems to be coming from here. It seems almost like somebody's walking.
Back of the chairs.
But turning around, because it got louder, then it got lighter, then it got louder and then lighter again.
Okay. Who do you right, Brian, first room, sorry love, the first room that we're in, do you sense anybody,
Well,
sense a presence here?
What I'm going to say immediately is that, and I said this to Karen just now, that I stand here and there's the obvious residual energy in this room. There can't not be.
It's got to be a boy here or
What is that?
No, it's gone.
Possibly.
And the high-pitched whistle. It's got to be something, I think, maybe to do with the building.
Yes. But then,
Yes, because it's continuous, it's not stopping. Sorry, carry on,
so
Brian.
all I was saying was, you can't help but feel that residual energy. And such a great man sitting over there in that chair, surrounded by, once again, you know, men of great stature. And the smell in here.
I've just seen a flash, a white flash of light. Oh, no, that's what it was, a sensor.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And the smell in here. I mean, you know, a lot of men in this room. I mean, it's a fair-sized room, but a lot of men gathered. And you noticed on the table there are ashtrays. You almost smell it in the air, smoke in the air.
But is there a particular presence, though, in here?
There
the
is.
tapping, who's causing
There's an
that?
indication of someone, of strength, of presence. Now, see, we're getting that tapping going all
Mike,
the time,
can you
aren't
come
we?
closer? Because...
Too touchy, yeah, so it's just
Okay.
Sorry, press on.
yeah.
Right, it's right, it seems to be coming from here, this area. Okay. Right, go on,
But
keep talking.
having said that, there seems to be a presence. I mean, obviously we're talking about Winston Churchill, and I can't but, you know, feel that in a way, but...
Listen to the whistling. I know I'm hearing music.
Sounds like a
I'm
radio.
hearing...
Sounds like a radio.
Sounds like a radio. Sounds like an old-fashioned radio playing.
You know, an old-fashioned mains type radio
Yeah.
with an old tune.
Yeah. Listen. Can you hear?
Yes, of course I can. Yeah, definitely.
Did you used to work here? 2 for yes, 1 for no. Now the tapping's moved to over there, it seems. You did?
Shall I go over there?
Yeah. Well, just behind Sir Winston's chair.
And it's amazing we're getting this radio also on the back.
Yeah.
A fascinating beginning to a historic first. Again, thanks to the Imperial War Museum, we are the first programme ever to conduct a paranormal investigation, not just in the Cabinet War Rooms, but behind the scenes, in rooms not open to the public. This is an amazing night, and I know you're going to stay with us. Back soon. welcome back to Most Haunted Live. London by night. We are broadcasting from Alexandra Palace, birthplace of British television. We are marking the 15th anniversary of Living, an award-winning channel that has changed television and the home of Most Haunted Live. And tonight the team are in, well, 2/3 night. They are in, remarkably, one of the most promising locations we have ever visited, the Cabinet War Rooms, in the heart of London. We have been given access by the Imperial War Museum to rooms the public are not normally allowed. It is the first paranormal investigation inside those war rooms. Let's rejoin the team now.
You know, it's nice because I feel like there's niceness here. There's nothing horrid. Do you know what I mean? So there's just nice men and women here who just... Well, as far as I feel, I might be wrong. You might pick up
Probably got a good few flashes of compliment.
Absolutely, you might get a grumpy bugger who doesn't want us here.
Well,
You don't
yeah,
know.
it would have been a grumpy bugger anyway. You know, in life.
There's only that faint distant music in this room.
Can't hear it anywhere else.
Well, it was quite clear, although it was distant.
There's
it was
that shouting again. I keep hearing it. Bizarre.
Would it be easy to walk this way round?
Yeah.
Just sit on the chair? Or...
Oh yes, it is, yeah. Shall I move to where you are, Kieran, and then I can...
Okay.
Oh, there, just like that. I'm going to touch the paper. Face up.
Touch again.
Yeah, I am. Listen. Maybe it's my hearing.
It could be. And also the fatigue and tiredness.
No, what? There was knocking. If you.
No, no. It's that, you know, like this Sergeant Major noise.
I can hear footsteps.
What's that loud bang?
That's a door, isn't it?
Listen again. There.
That's a door.
That's very loud.
That sounds like a door.
Yeah, listen. There it is again. Are you hearing that, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, it's... It'll come
Bombs dropping on London.
Oh, listen to it. It's fantastic. Fabulous. Oh, I love things like that.
Way above us.
Doesn't it? You see, to me, I think it sounds like that wall.
Yeah, it sounds like the wall to me.
Yeah.
Do it again. Do it again. Yeah, come on, keep going. Oh, come on.
See, now you've said the wall, I'm thinking about the wall, but what would Colson sound like?
I just want us to be back on air and be hearing that. Can you pick that up, Mike?
Yeah, pick it up.
Oh, 2-2. I want everybody at home to hear this. Is it clear, Mike?
It's very clear, yeah.
Right, have you spoken to Steve in the truck?
Hi Steve, it's Mark here at 416. Yvette wants to know if the studio can hear these knocks. And maybe you could pull that trap accident, if possible. Thank you. By the way, taking my slot back off because it's very confusing. I'm just
Okay.
trying to get the sound as best as possible.
Who's whispering?
Apologies for that.
All right. The pounding that you've just been doing on the wall, can you do it again? There. Thank you. They're not hearing it in the studio.
No.
Oh,
That's what
please,
Chris
for God's sake. whoever you are that's doing this pounding on the wall, I need you to do it so loudly, but I need you to do it when I ask you to do it. There are hundreds of people, hundreds and hundreds of people listening to this. Please, please, please don't let me down. That's different to the pounding.
Yes, yes, it was.
Brookie, is this you? Pound, darling, pound on the walls. Make it the low thuds. And much louder for us to hear. Thank you. See more of that. Can you see us? Can you just hear us? That's... Oh, that was loud. You getting that one?
Yeah.
You got that one?
Yes.
Okay. Is this Brookie? 2 for yes, 1 for no. Was that 2 but not on the wall? Out there, Carl?
I didn't hear anything.
No, okay.
I made a noise with my foot.
Oh, I see this. Oh,
That's none of us.
I just ask again, Brookie, just to confirm. Is this you? 2 for yes, 1 for no. Come on, love. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Did you get that, Mike?
Yeah,
You got that? I want Steve, if you can hear that, please will you make sure, tell Gary Brooks I want him to play that back to everybody. They've got to hear that. Brookie, can you please pound out like you've just done? Can you just tell me how many of you are here now? Are there 5? 10? If there are many, 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 too many to count, just pound a lot of times. Really quickly. Nothing.
No.
Okay. I wonder sometimes if they only hear part of what we're saying.
Even if we're going in and out like a radio signal,
Yeah.
the same way they do for us.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Oh.
But there we are. And that's a yes. Yes, from there.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
There were 3.
3 though.
Yeah. Brookie, can I ask, can you hear us like a radio signal? Are we coming through like a radio signal? Can you hear us sometimes and sometimes you don't hear us? Is that right? Oh, please help. Come on, please. Just give us a yes or a no. 2 for yes and 1 for no. Oh, it's so frustrating.
Come on, Brookie, old chap, come on. Is it that? Do you only partially hear us? You hear part of what we're saying? Come on, 2 for yes, 1 for no.
You're reading us loud and clear, over.
Well done. Good. I'm impressed. Are we on air?
Yes.
We are on air, good. I just want everybody to know that we have been recording these loud pounds. Bang, bang, not knocks, pounds. They seem to be coming from the...
I can go on there.
Well, it sounded like it was just by the camera. Okay. We seem to have picked up on this on this gentleman called Brookie. I don't know if you heard in the studio that, and this is good for Leslie, that there's a gentleman called Brookie who came, you were saying, you know, Sir Winston Churchill was saying, come on in, Brookie, come on in.
Come on in.
Come on
Show
in.
us the plans you have.
Okay.
Show us the operational plans. Oh, Alan. Alan.
Alan Brookie?
Alan Brooke.
Alan Brooke.
Alan Brooke. Alan, come in. Come in, old chap. How nice to see you.
Brilliant.
How nice to see you. Show us the plans.
Okay. Leslie, we need to know, was there an Alan Brooke? Any chance? I know it's ridiculous, you know, with everything that went on and secrecy and things, it will be very difficult, but you never know. She might have a list somewhere.
I do know the name Brooke associated with this place, and we are going to encounter that name further along. And I
Really?
can't say any more.
Michael?
I can't say any more.
So we're okay, we're doing well?
Yeah, we're on the right
Brilliant.
tracks.
But that pounding, should we just ask once more before we leave, Mike, to see if we get it? I really hope that I want everybody at home watching this and everybody in the studio to have heard what we've just heard.
Mike, did you hit the lamp?
Yes, I hit the lamp.
Okay. Alan Brooke? Brookie? Please.
So the investigation continues. Of course, we're going to be speaking to Leslie Smith, a historian, about the name that has emerged. A very well-known name if you know your Second World War history, as Kieran obviously does, but he's not giving anything away. They also mentioned the knocking noise. Now, I heard it intermittently. I'm sure the studio audience did. Did you hear it at home? If not, here's a second chance as we take the shortest of short breaks to hear what Yvette and the team clearly distinguished from the silence out there in the cabinet war rooms. Listen and then call us after this.
I'll just ask again, Brookie, just to confirm. Is this you? 2 for yes, 1 for no? Come on, love. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to the final night of Most Haunted Live, Total Darkness and a TV First. Yvette Fielding and the team are undergoing a continuous over 50-hour paranormal investigation, and tonight they're in the cabinet war rooms. For the first time, the Imperial War Museum has allowed our cameras, in fact any paranormal TV cameras, into that prestigious location, and we are going behind the scenes, places the public never visit. And so far we've had a tumbling out of information, including the name Brooke or Brookie, and lots of knocking. Leslie Smith, a historian, is here. Brooke, quite a common surname, and lots of military men around that time, we know from your research, we were chatting there in the break, had the surname Brooke.
Yes, they did. I mean, the one that obviously springs to mind is the eminent General Alan Brooke, later Field Marshal, who was obviously involved. But on top of that, we also have a secretary there, to the cabinet, secretary of the cabinet, not your average secretary, and that was Norman Brooke, who had actually recommended that Churchill should not be allowed to cite some official documents written by others in certain cases. So, you know, we can't say for definite who we're talking about, although the name Alan has obviously come up. But
and again, it's the kind of thing that may be in the back of people's minds, and may, after the amount of sleep they've been deprived of, spring to the front of the mind. But there are certainly more than one Brooke involved in the cabinet war.
Of course. I mean, Sir Alan was obviously a luminous figure in the war, but there are many other people there. And we must remember, you know, lots of people going in and out of there, supporting the work that was being done. It was a tiny little place, really, when you think about the power.
In fact, I wanted to ask you about that, because Brian Shepherd, our medium and clairvoyant, got a strong sense of a masculine male presence, a group of males, but women worked there as well.
Oh, most certainly did. There were female secretaries there as well, and girls working in the map rooms as well, and there were officers always on duty from all of the main forces, you know, the Royal Navy and the Army and the Royal Air Force. There was an officer from all of those there too. So whilst I think it's predominantly male from what we see, there most certainly were women there too, not least of all Clementine Churchill herself, who had her own room there. They were a very close couple.
Okay, thank you for the moment, Leslie Smith. Let's go now back to the investigation team, back to the vigil inside the cabinet war rooms. Remember, Yvette Fielding and the gang cannot hear a single word we're saying as we return to the scene of tonight's vigil.
Come on, walk towards me and whistle. Really loud. Can I just ask, Chris, can you just pan the camera around behind me, behind you? Did anybody do a outtake of breath or an intake of breath?
Sigh.
Like a big sigh?
No.
Please be honest if you did.
No.
Right. Mike, did you catch that on camera? On sound, sorry.
I caught it, yes.
You did?
Yes.
Brilliant. So, again, please, production team, can you in the gallery rewind Mike's sound, because there's a definite sigh there. It sounds like a man's sigh. Let's walk along.
Sure.
Oh, did you hear that?
What's that?
That was a...
Sound like someone clearing their throat.
Yeah. Blimey. Blimey. Did you hear any... I'm sorry to keep saying did you hear that, but I don't know how else to put it.
No, exactly.
But you heard it.
I heard it, yeah.
Did you
I thought
hear it,
someone
Kieran?
clearing
I
their
didn't
throat.
hear that. I heard the sigh, definitely.
Whistle. Come on, whistle closer. Come closer. Come closer to us. You see this thing here? You see this thing here? See it? Whistle right into that. Or sigh into it, cough into it, do something so we can all hear you. Please. Come on. I can hear whistling effect. Let's keep walking down. Well, that's good. We've got some sort of activity.
Yes.
And do you think it's Brookie or Alan that's following us?
It could well. I mean, that's the strongest presence that we've got so far. You know, right through to a bit of interaction between him, I believe, and Winston Churchill himself.
Okay.
You know, come in, blah blah blah, all that. So that I think that's very, very strong indeed.
Okay.
Now, whether he's followed us along here and is making some attempts still to communicate with us, I'm really not too sure about that. But that's a definite. We've got this person. We've got a name, as far as I'm concerned anyway, Alan Brooke.
Okay.
Presumably, because of what you said earlier on, he shouldn't really be whistling, should he?
No. He shouldn't be whistling.
No?
No one should be whistling.
Because we were on an ad break then.
Yeah.
Apparently so. And you said,
Someone
which is
was-
why we've missed it.
All right, someone was whistling in the background. Stop whistling. Stop.
And you heard a voice saying that.
Yeah, absolutely. A voice of authority, saying to someone else, possibly in a lower capacity, walking along jauntily, whistling a tune.
Okay.
Stop it.
Stop it now.
It's 3 knocks though.
There was 3 knocks there. Where's that coming from? Did it sound like that?
Yeah, it did sound like that. Someone might be leaning on it accidentally, of course.
Yeah, but if you're leaning on it, you're not going to knock 3 times, are you? I'm leaning on it.
No, it's not making the
It
same
would make that
sound.
noise, wouldn't
No,
it?
that's a creaky sound. It was definite knocks, wasn't it? Very
Come
heavy.
on, knock like this, but knock really loudly. Come on! Sorry.
Come on, Alan, whoever you are.
Can we just stop here a second?
What?
I just want to ask you something. This is it's kind of an inconsequential door. It's kind of just a toilet door. There's just a key for it. And I want to ask if Brian can pick up anything about this particular door at this area.
Look. All right, can I say something? Looks like, well, it says keep locked. It looks to me like a toilet door.
Yeah,
I'm just going to the toilet.
Mm.
No, I don't mean I am. I mean that's what I'm understanding.
Yeah.
I'm going to the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond it?
I don't know what you...
There-
I have no idea about this. I don't know what...
Okay, now let me try and explain. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, it looks like a toilet door. I would naturally think whoever's using it, big Winston himself. I'm going to the toilet.
Right. So this was
Hang
his
on.
loo?
No.
No?
There is no toilet.
Very like knocking.
There is no toilet in
It's
here.
like what?
Very like knocking. Brian, are you knocking this door?
I know, look,
Yeah.
listen. I did that.
No, he's not knocked it.
I reached out and I have my hand now, as I did then on the handle.
Does this continue? Like
Oh, no.
Really?
No.
Oh, that's good.
I feel that there's a seat inside here.
Yeah.
There's a seat inside here, and there's a method of, there is no toilet in here. There's a method of communication. There's a telephone inside here.
Okay.
There's a transatlantic link inside here, isn't there? Am I right, or am I absolutely
Yes.
barking?
And if we walk back through here,
Do you want
Can I
to do
just
that now?
walk us? Yeah, if I walk back through this way.
Oh, Kieran, you're full of secrets tonight. I've got no idea about any of this.
He's now going to make,
Just here.
What's the
look at the
cable?
pool.
Move out of the way.
Sorry, darling.
I don't know if you can see in here.
Oh, God, damn it.
Oh, God.
Oh, look, yes, he's on the phone. There's a model of Winston Churchill on the phone.
And there is no toilet.
So he would pretend, but everybody must have
and
known.
he would say, I'm just going to the toilet, but it was essentially code for him to say, I'm going to this room, going to be locked, and I'm going to be on a direct line to the American president.
President of the United States.
Fascinating. And
President
you
of
got
the
that
United
right.
States.
What do you
I
think to that?
Yeah, I think it's impressive, because we didn't know which way we were going to be walking.
No.
And you wouldn't think anything of it. There's no big sign there.
And Brian's been with us all day. He's been in the cafeteria. He's not sort of been. You've not gone off and wandered around your own.
No, I haven't wandered around, no.
But to know that that's what he said.
Yeah, I'm going to the toilet.
Yes.
Well, yeah, okay, now let's face it, the fact that it looks like a toilet door to all
No,
of
that's
us, isn't
fine.
it? Because it had the vacant or whatever it was on
This
it.
way.
Yeah.
It indicates it was a toilet door, but it didn't, I knew there was nothing behind
how
it in terms of
interesting.
a toilet.
Can you see how it would have been here? Can you see the hustle? Was it full of hustle and bustle and people running around?
Yeah, I think very much so. I mean, you know, lots of secretaries bustling about, people doing the more, let's face it, the menial work, if you like. There were the higher-ups in their office, waiting on hand and foot,
Yeah.
even if it were only for, you know, Jane, cup of tea for so-and-so, for John, or, you know, Robert, cup of tea, please. I
Right,
mean, we're
okay.
having a meeting here. The sound also of operators, you know, the old switchboard
Yeah.
operations. I get a big feeling for that.
Right,
Big
okay.
feeling. And a drone of voices, lots, as I say, you know, machinery, and you know, say phone calls.
But do you get a sense of? Do you get a sense of other presences here? Other presences? What
Presences, yes.
I don't know what this room is, but we'll go in here. Oh, it's like a little prison cell.
Oh, well, we can see that it's a bedroom for Prime Minister detectives.
What's that mean? I have no idea about
I'm confused
anything.
as well. I saw the sign earlier on and I was thinking he has his own detectives.
What's that about?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But all of
Small
this
bunk
stuff.
beds.
But all of this stuff is as it was.
It's amazing.
It's-
What was that?
Stuart, were you just pounding then by accident? Were you pounding on this wall? Were you anybody pounding on this wall?
Those cables being moved.
Anybody touch the wall?
So the noises continue, the intuitions continue, and the vigil continues. Yvette Fielding and the team have now been deprived of daylight for almost 50 hours. More from the Cabinet War Rooms after this.
Stop.
Did you not hear footsteps? Listen.
Now that wasn't from the dogs.